Anvesaka yoga here. So today I have a bit of a chill out practice for everyone today. So when I was thinking of creating this practice, I had in mind just how stressed and stressful life is at the moment, and I wanted to give something back to try and help everyone chill out and relax a little bit, especially those of us who are still going out to work. Maybe we're working in the NHS or in care or in retail, whatever is keeping our country going at the moment, and also those of us who are staying at home, looking after the kids, just trying to keep everything going really. So this is for everyone really, so I hope you enjoy it. So this is a very chilled out session, like I say. We're not going for super yogi here. I want everyone to be comfortable, and in order for that to happen, I would like you, if you have any, to have some cushions. I've got a nice big pile of cushions here and a blanket for at the end. So if you have a bolster or any blocks or any yoga props, those would all be good as well. So coming to sit in a comfortable position, I am in my nice kneeling position. This is the one that I am usually in when I am sitting in yoga. So what we're looking for when we are sitting is for the hip creases to be above the knees, so we've got this openness in the joints here, so we're not all bunched up and, you know, holding any tension in. We want everyone to be as relaxed and at ease as possible. So find your comfortable position, take a little bit of sway from side to side, rolling the shoulders, allowing the hands to rest wherever you want them to be, whatever is working for you. I'm going to start by doing some little movements to the neck. So you can keep the eyes open, or you can close them, or come to a gentle gaze, whatever is working for you. So taking the head over as if we're going to say no, shaking the head, so we're going to take it over to the left hand side first, nice and slow, back to the front and over to the right hand side. I'm going to do that again one more time, to the front, to the left, to the front, to the right, back to the front again. I'm going to do some nods, so up towards the sky, down towards the floor, towards the sky, down towards the floor, and then taking the head over towards the right and rolling down past the collarbones all the way, sweeping up towards the left, rocking down over to the other side again. Nice and slow, nice and easy, easing out the neck, coming all the way back to centre, gazing up. So again, if the eyes are closed, you can keep them closed. I'm going to come into a bit of centering now. So starting to notice how the body is feeling today. Any aches, pains, stiffness, and allowing everywhere to fully release. We go into a body scan, so taking the attention to the crown of the head, releasing and letting go down that's the eyebrow centre, that space in between the eyebrows, allowing the forehead to smooth, releasing around the jaw, the mouth, allowing the tongue to rest at the bottom of the mouth. If you want, you can just use the fingertips to give the jaw a little bit of a massage if that's somewhere where you store a lot of tension like me. And it might be nice just to give it a little bit of a release. And then taking the attention down to the neck, the throat, releasing and letting go around the shoulders, just allowing the shoulders to drop. We're not holding them up by the ears, we're allowing them to rest down, sliding down the back. Releasing down each of the arms, feeling each of the joints, the elbows, the wrists, all of the little joints in the hands, all the way releasing down to the fingertips. Releasing around the top of the chest, the collarbone, the ribs. And releasing down through the middle of the back, along the spine, feeling that breath moving through all of the points of possible tension in the body. Releasing and letting go, every exhale sinking down, allowing the body to be free and easy. Releasing around the middle of the back, around the stomach. Again, this is another place where we keep a lot of tension sometimes, so if it feels good you can maybe give yourself a little bit of a belly rub at the same time, just to allow that to fully release. And then releasing down the bottom of the back, around the hips, around each of the legs, thinking about the bones, the muscles, the joints and the legs, tops of the legs, bottoms of the legs, around the ankles, around the feet. And every exhale, feeling yourself grounding into the earth, feeling that connection, the body to the earth beneath us. Every inhale, feeling a sense of lightness and ease throughout the body. And we're going to move into some pranayama here, into 3-part breath. So 3-part breath is breathing through the whole of the lungs, so it's starting from the bottom of the stomach, breathing in through the nose and allowing the air to slowly move up through the rib cage, all the way up higher into the lungs, all the way up to the collarbones at the very top. At the very top of the breath, making sure that there's one final little breathe in, getting all of those lungs full. As you breathe out, breathing out slowly through the nose, letting all the air drain from the top of the lungs through the rib cage all the way to the bottom of the stomach. As you get to the bottom of the stomach, pulling the stomach in just a little bit to release that last bit of air. Continuing with the 3-part breath, slowly allowing the stomach to expand as you start to breathe in, feeling that breath moving like it's a ball coming up through the whole of the body, rising as the air begins to fill your lungs all the way up to the top of the collarbones. taking that last little sip of air before releasing, slowly allowing it to drain all the way back down through the ribs, through to the bottom of the stomach, pulling in the stomach at the end of the breath. So thinking about the whole of the breath, opening up the front of the body, the back of the body, all the way from the bottom to the top. In your next exhale, allowing the breath to return to normal, its own natural rhythm. And slowly opening the eyes. So we're going to do some movements with the breath now. So taking the hands onto the shoulders, elbows out in front. You're going to do some shoulder rotations as you breathe in, taking the elbows up towards the ceiling as you breathe out, taking them wide and down towards the body. So making little circles as you breathe in, bringing them up and out, opening up the chest as you breathe out, down and in as we bring out everything in towards the centre. Breathing in, taking those circles out wide as you breathe out, in towards the centre, drawing everything in. I'm going to move those circles the other way around now, so breathing in at the bottom of the circle now, the elbows opening up towards the ceiling as you breathe out, bringing them in towards the centre and down into the stomach. Breathing in, taking those circles around, meeting at the very top and coming back down into the centre again. Once more as you breathe in, taking the shoulders up and over, bringing the elbows in towards the centre and down at the bottom again. Letting the arms rest there. So there's a muscle just on the top of your neck here, and if you can find it, then I want you to just cup with the hands and give him a little bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a shoulder massage, releasing any tension that you may have got over the last few weeks, months, years. Really giving yourself a little bit of attention, a bit of a release. Nice squeeze, feels good. So we're going to take the arms up now, so take the elbows wide. And with your thumbs, you can also give your neck a little bit of a rub as you take the hands up. So you're taking the thumbs up the neck, taking the hands all the way up towards the ceiling, so interlocking the fingers, taking the palms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, taking the body over towards the left. Inhale, up towards the ceiling. Exhale, towards the right. Inhale, back up straight. Exhale, to the side again. Inhale, up to the top. Exhale, over towards the right. Inhale, coming up towards the top again. Break away with the fingers. You're going to paint a little rainbow with the hands. Coming to take the arms wide, palms up towards the ceiling, open chest, like we're doing a little bit of an angel of the north. And breathing in and exhaling, you're going to come into a little bit of a twist, so taking your right hand over towards your left leg, your left arm behind you, lifting up with the chest, bringing the chest through into that little twist. With each inhale, feeling that lightness and ease in the body. Each exhale, grounding down into the sit bones, into the shape. Gaze is just below or just in front of the shoulder, sorry. Breathing into that twist. Notice where in the lungs you're feeling the breath. Not twisting too much, shouldn't be feeling any tension here. Your next inhale, going to come out of that, take the arms back out wide again, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, going to take that twist over to the other side now. So remember, with the inhale of the twist, breathing up, tall, high into the body, feeling that lightness. Exhaling, feeling into the base of the sit bones, the base of the asana, feeling into that twist. Openness in the chest, sense of ease and lightness in every move. Inhaling, coming back into the Angel of the North, palms facing up. Exhaling, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a hug, so taking the left arm over the right, giving yourself a little bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a hug, seeing if you can give the back of those shoulder blades maybe a little bit of a squeeze, a bit of a massage at the same time. And then we're going to take the arms back onto the shoulders. We're going to do the same again. So giving yourself another little bit of a massage here. And then again taking those thumbs in towards the neck, maybe giving yourself another little bit of a stroke up the back of the neck as you take the arms up, interlocking the fingers, palms up towards the ceiling. And inhale, taking the body up straight. Exhale, coming down onto the left. Inhale, back up to the top. Exhale, to the right. Inhale, back up straight. Exhale, over towards the left. Inhale, up to the top. Exhale, towards the right. Inhale, back up straight again, breaking those fingers apart. And coming down into that Angel of the North, palms facing up. Coming back into that twist again. So inhale, open the chest. Exhale, taking the right arm to the left leg, taking the left arm back behind you into that twist, gazing towards that shoulder, easy on the neck. Most of the twist is coming from the ribs. We're not twisting the head too far. Inhaling, feeling that lightness, that ease, lifting up out of the sit bones. Exhaling, grounding back down, bringing ourselves back down to earth. Inhaling, back, arms open. Exhaling, twisting round to the opposite side. Again, feeling that ease, that openness, that twist. We're not twisting the body too much. If anything's feeling like it's pinching, easing off. And on your inhale, taking the arms back out to the side again. You're going to come back for that hug, so the opposite arm on the top now. So it was the left before, now the right on top, giving yourself a little bit of a hug. Again, if you want to see if you can get back to those shoulder blades, giving yourself a hug, whatever is working for you. And take a few breaths. So coming down into tabletop next. So hands on the floor, underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spine is nice and straight. Coming into cat-cow, so breathing in, dipping the chest to the belly, bringing the chest through, the head comes up. Breathing out, allowing the back to round, the head to drop. Breathing in, Belly dips, chest comes through, head comes up. As the body breathes out, allowing the back to raise, the head to drop. Continuing with your own breath. Nice and easy, nice and slow. So we're going to take this into our striking cobra, or rolling the marble, whatever name you've heard before. I like striking cobra, but I think rolling the marble kind of explains it quite well as well. So next time you exhale, pushing back into child's pose. As you inhale, you're going to take the forearms down onto the floor and pretend you're rolling a ball with your nose, coming all the way in front of you, pushing yourself up into a little bit of a back bend. Exhaling down into child's pose, inhaling, rolling that ball along the floor, coming all the way up, exhaling, pushing back. So if this is not good for your wrists, then don't go quite as far. You only need to do what's good for you. Feeling into that back, trying to get the spine moving into all directions. And then coming back into tabletop position. Again, just checking that the knees are underneath the hips. And we're going to walk the hands forwards, coming into puppy dog. So you can have some of your cushions where your head's going to go, if that's good for you. Taking the arms out in front of you, resting the head onto the floor or onto the cushions. If this isn't good for your shoulders, you can take the elbows back into cactus arms and resting the head down, so bottom stuck up into the air, having that nice openness in the chest, allowing the head to rest onto the floor, and taking a few breaths in puppy dog, feeling that openness again into the chest, open hearts. It's a lovely name for a back bend that we use in yoga. Now we're going to thread the needle with that puppy dog. So taking your left arm and threading it underneath the armpit of the right, resting your head onto the floor. Taking a few breaths here, notice the openness into the side of the body, into that twist, into easing into the body, so no pinching. If anything doesn't feel quite right, easing out of it, finding your own version of each of these shapes we're doing today. And inhaling, taking the arm back through. We're going to exhale, taking the opposite arm underneath, threading through onto the opposite side. Taking a few breaths here. Maybe one side feels more open than the other. Just noticing any differences, any sensations happening in the body. Then inhaling, taking both arms out in front again, back into that puppy dog for a moment. We're walking the hands back underneath the shoulders, and we're going to go into the cat part of our cat-cow. So the cat is the rounded back. So pushing with the arms, rounding the spine, allowing the head to drop. Taking a few breaths here, feeling the openness into the back of the chest. And then slowly pushing back onto the heels, swinging the legs round, bringing them out in front. I'm going to take my legs in front so you can see what I'm doing here. So leaving the knees bent up, taking the feet so they are about as wide as the mat, and then dropping the legs over towards the left. So we're doing a little bit of a deer pose here. So we're going to move with the breath. So as you inhale, swooping the back arm under and over. As you exhale, taking it back down onto the other side. We're going to swish the legs over onto the other side, inhaling, swooping the arm under, exhaling, taking it back over, swooshing the legs over, continuing that movement with the breath. Inhale. As you exhale, the arm comes down, swishing back over to the other side. Inhale, under and around. Exhale, back, down to the other side. We're going to come back to the middle. Now with those legs wide. So from here, we're going to take the knees and the feet together again. Going to come into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose, or also known as cobbler's pose. So keeping the soles of the feet together, the knees are going to come apart. So you can hold on to the feet here, give them a little bit of a massage. You don't really give the feet too much love, but they keep us supported, keep us standing upright. And I've done a lot of work recently, so we need to make sure that our feet know that they're appreciated. So grab your pillows here, you're going to put them into this little hole that you've made with the knees, and you can hold onto your feet, onto your ankles, you can rest the hands onto the floor, you can hold on to the pillows, and we're just going to allow the back to naturally bend and the head to drop down onto the pillows, taking a few breaths here. So feeling into the back of the body, feeling the openness into the hips. Again, maybe giving the feet a little bit of a massage, allowing the head to rest, the neck to rest, the jaw to relax, the shoulders to relax down, nice and easy. Breathing into the shape, any pinching, easing out a little bit, so we're not looking for going into any super challenging poses today. We're just taking it nice and easy, just doing what the body is accepting of us to do today. Inhaling, coming back up. So we're going to take that back to the opposite side now, so to lean back now, so taking the arms behind you, rolling the shoulders behind and allowing the chest to come through. So whatever's comfortable for your neck here, I tend to favour my chin tucked in towards my chest here. Some people like to gaze up at the same time. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what's going on with my back. So hands can be however are comfortable. So some people like them this way around, some like them that way around, some like them by the side, whatever works. Allowing that chest to come through, openness into the front of the body now. Taking a few breaths here, and the opposite stretch of the spine. and then coming back. So from our bound angle pose, we're going to come into wide angle pose, so taking the feet out wide. So don't take the legs any wider than feels good for you. We're not trying to do any box splits or anything crazy like that today. So allowing the toes to point up towards the ceiling. And taking your left hand, the palm facing in towards the legs, on the inside of your left leg, and you're going to slide it along the inside of that leg and lean in towards the side. So we're not trying to twist the body towards that leg, we're trying to open the side of the body up into the twist. So wherever feels good for you, don't take it too far. And with your right hand, you're going to swoop it up along the rib cage, past the ear, and open the hand out towards that foot. So again, just taking that stretch to wherever it feels good. If there's any pinching, anything doesn't feel quite right, easing out a little bit. If you are feeling like you want a little bit more of a stretch today, you can take it all the way down into the side of the body. Any pinching that doesn't feel good, easing out. Taking a few breaths here, feeling again the openness into the side of the chest, of the body, opening up the ribs. Gaze is underneath the armpit or onto the floor if that feels better for your neck. On an inhale, slowly scooping yourself back up into the centre. We're going to do the same on the other side, so taking your right hand now, allowing it to slide along the inside of that leg, opening up the opposite side of the body now, taking the hand up past the rib cage, past the ear, all the way towards that foot. So again, anything that doesn't feel quite right today, easing out of that shape. Whatever feels good for you. You will probably find that you've got one side that is a little more flexible than the other side. That's absolutely fine, that's normal. Listening to your body, as I keep saying. Just breathing into the shape, allowing the body to do what the body wants to do today. Inhaling, coming back up to straight. We're going to do a little bit of a forwards fold here now. So you can have the pillows in front of you again if you want to rest your head on. So you can hold on to your shins, your toes, your feet, whatever works for you, whatever feels good. You can just rest them on the inside as well. And we're going to, on an exhale, fold slightly forwards again, allowing the body to round naturally. So again, feeling into the back of the body, really feeling that nice openness into the back of the lungs. So our lungs are mostly towards the back of our body. I don't think we really think about that too much. So as we kind of sit with our backs against chairs, lie with our backs on the bed, we don't really allow the chest to fully open up. So when we do these poses where we are leaning forwards and we really open up the back of the body, opening up those back ribs, those lungs, filling them with oxygen. On an inhale, bringing yourself back up to straight up again, and we're going to have your cushions for this one. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to take the legs in together now, and we're going to do a fish pose. Matsindrasana, I think it's called. So taking the pillows to right underneath your bottom. And we're going to bring the chest out like we did before, so rolling the shoulders back, taking the elbows down onto the floor, so you can tuck your hands underneath your bottom if that feels good, or you can take them outside. And allow the chest to open. So as you bring the shoulders back, it gives us a little bit of a shelf to support the neck. So if you want to have your neck back, then make sure the shoulders are rolled back to support the neck. Or again, like I say, I tend to favour chin towards the chest. It maybe just feels a little bit safer. Taking some breaths, allowing the chest to really open with all that padding underneath you. And then inhale, slowly coming back up to seated. Again, getting rid of your cushions, and we're going to come down onto the back now, all the way down onto your mat. Bend the knees, bring them up towards the chest, giving yourself a little hug, going into Apanasana, wind releasing pose here. So holding the left knee into the left hand, the right knee into the right hand. As you breathe in, your stomach expands, feeling the thighs move away from the chest. As you breathe out, all that air expels from the body, the thighs draw back in towards the chest. So breathing in, and the thighs and chest move away. Breathing out, everything draws back into the centre again. So going along with your own breath here, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the bottom of the back, moving along with the breath. So we're going to start doing some circles in a moment. So the big toes are going to stay in contact together, and as you breathe in this time, you're going to take the knees away and draw them apart. And as you breathe out, drawing them in towards the body and bringing them back in towards the centre. So exhaling out, inhaling, drawing them back in. So making little circles with the knees, with the rhythm of your breath. So the end of this next breath, I'm going to turn those circles into the opposite way around. So a little bit of mental yoga this time. So breathing out, pushing the legs away, breathing in, drawing them back in towards you. Moving with the breath, allowing those hips to fully mobilise. And just letting the knees rest in towards the body. Straightening the right leg along the mat, leaving the left bent up. And very easily, very slowly, we're just going to ease that left leg out towards the side, keeping the knee bent, so we're opening into the left hip. Taking a few breaths here, supporting the leg. Don't take it to any further than is comfortable for you. And an inhale, bringing that back in. Straightening that leg along the mat, swapping the legs over, so taking the right leg in now towards the chest, and easing it out towards the outside of the body. So taking it to wherever is comfortable, opening up that right hip now, breathing in to all the joints. That openness. and then drawing that thigh back in. We're going to take the left leg up now, and we're going to take both of the legs out now to the side. So we're going to come into happy baby, which feels nice, looks a bit silly, but it's fine. So with the knees drawn out towards the side, going to take the feet and point them up towards the ceiling, so you've got this nice bend into the legs. So holding on to either your shins, your big toe, or your feet. It can be the inside or the outside, whatever feels more comfortable for you. So coming into your happy baby and having a little rock from side to side. So what you're aiming for in happy baby is for your lower back to be in contact with the mat. So taking a few breaths here, easing out with the hips, using your elbows to really open up at the hips. And again, having a few nice little rocks from side to side. And releasing, drawing the legs in towards each other, giving yourself a little bit of a hug. And we're going to rock and roll up into seated now. So a little cross in the legs, rolling the spine along the mat, taking as many rocks as feels good and comfortable for you, easing out that spine. And taking the legs down, the feet onto the floor, so bending at the knees, and have another little bit of a swish to ease out those hips after they've been open. And coming to sit. I'm just moving my mat, it keeps sliding. So crossing the legs, doesn't matter which foot's in front, whichever one is the one that you naturally favour will probably be the one that you sit with in front of first. We're going to swap them around in a moment. So taking the hands out in front of you, walking slowly down. So you can keep the hands on the ground, you can take the forearms down, you can take the head down if you can get all that way down. So we're just resting along the mat. Taking a few breaths, again feeling that openness into the back of the body, that length in the spine. One last breath, and then as you breathe in, walking the hands back up towards you, monkey glasses, and swapping those feet around. So you'll probably find that you have sat with the same foot in front of you and cross-legged your whole entire life, so it'll feel a little bit odd to have the opposite foot in front of you. If there's any pinching or any discomfort at all, then feel free to take a different seated position. It's not necessary at all to do something that doesn't feel right for your body. So wherever you're at, walking the hands out in front of you. If you can, come down onto the forearms, all the way down onto the ground in front of you. Feeling that nice length into the spine. Breathing into the body, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms, relaxing the head. Slowly walking the hands back in towards the body, taking the knees up in towards the chest, feet on the floor. Give yourself a little hug, a little rock from side to side, easing out again those hips, crossing the left leg over the right, again pulling it in a little bit, giving yourself a hug. So we're just closing up those hip joints a little bit that we've spent so long opening up, swapping the other leg around, giving yourself a little hug. And then you're going to come into relaxation. So taking one or two of your pillows, whatever's comfortable for you, in your blanket, or lying on your back, on your front, on your side, whatever feels good for you. Allowing the arms to relax, the legs to relax. So with the cushion underneath the head, we're allowing it to lift up a little bit, so we have a bit more of this gentle tuck of the chin towards the chest. So we're keeping that spine nice and straight, nice and long. Allow the eyes to gently close. Allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. And with your own thoughts, allow them to drift on by without giving them too much thought, without allowing them to pause and ruminate for too long. Coming back to the sound of your breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Allowing the body to release. Doing that little body scan in your head. And breathe. Notice how your body moves with the breath. As you inhale, feel the body rise. As you exhale, the body melts into the mat. Feel the connection to the earth below you. Notice all the parts of your body that touch the earth. Notice all the parts that don't. With every inhale, feel a sense of lightness and ease. With every exhale, grounding down, feeling that connection with the earth. You are supported, strong like the earth, effortless like the breeze. You are all you need to be. Let any thoughts or worries simply float away with every exhale. Breathing in strength and ease with every inhale. You are enough. You are complete. I'm going to end the session today with a quote from the Leonard Cohen song Anthem. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything, but that's how the light gets in. So slowly starting to wiggle the fingers and wriggle the toes. Stretching the arms up over the head and pointing the toes for a full body stretch. Bending the knees, drawing them in towards the chest, giving yourself a hug and rock from side to side. Rolling all the way over onto one side, remaining in that fetal position for a few moments. Slowly lifting yourself up, allowing the head to be the last thing to lift. Remaining with the eyes closed. That feels good. Just for a moment. Once you're in seated, taking the palms together, rubbing them, creating a little bit of heat. Placing the palms over the closed eyes. Opening the eyes into the palms. Allowing the light to flood through the fingers as you open them up. And release the hands. Taking the hands into prayer and Jali Mudra at the heart centre. Giving yourself thanks for the practice today, for the peace of mind that hopefully you've managed to gain, and from myself and everyone else. Thank you for the work that you have done today and over the last few weeks and probably the next few months as well. Namaste.